Battle of Jericho Hill is the event that came to define Roland Deschain's 300 plus years of life. Not unlike the story of Leonidas leading a charge of 300 Spartans against the entire Persian army, a young Roland Deschain, who's heading a charge of about a dozen gunslingers, mounts a defense against the thousands who remain of John Farson's army. The battle took place at the Hill of Stone Faces, otherwise known as Jericho Hill. But this is one very pissed off Roland Deschain. That's because before the battle, he was betrayed by the gunslinger Randolph. Randolph, who had made a secret deal with Martin Broadcloak, provided some false recon to the gunslingers about the location of John Farson's weapons cache. This resulted in an ambush that wiped out a ton of gunslingers. Only Roland's best friend, Elaine John, survived. But when Elaine Johns crept back into Roland's camp in the night, Roland and his other best friend Cuthbert Allgood mistake Elaine for an enemy and fatally wound him. So by the time John Farson's army arrives at Jericho Hill, Roland and his gunslingers are ready. And just like Leonidas used a narrow corridor to the Spartans' advantage, Roland and his gunslingers used the high ground to their advantage. But ultimately, John Farson's forces proved to be far too much. The gunslinger Eileen is impaled by a spear and left for dead. The gunslinger Jamie DeCurry is taken out by this sniper, and it's Walter O'Dim, otherwise known as Randall Flagg, who takes out Cuthbert Allgood with an arrow through the eye. Cuthbert dies while blowing the horn of Eld. And so John Farson's army rolls on victorious, never knowing that Roland Deschain had survived, who had been hiding in a cart filled with the dead. And with no gunslingers left, with no friends left to fight for, so begins Roland's obsession with finding the Dark Tower. In one version of the story, Roland leaves something behind which becomes a source of his deepest regret. But there's another version of the story, one we can always wonder about.